The highlights of the first day's play at Headingley, where there was a marvellous sense of anticipation around the ground when the two captains went out to toss. That was balanced, I can tell you, by a rather chill atmosphere, because it was very cold. There was a bit of rain in the air as well when the coin went up. Well, David Gower was the man who won the toss, decided Australia would bat first, and these were the two teams who were passed over by the captains. They used to do it by paper, now they do it verbally. England have left out John Embury. Bowling, Foster, Newport, De Freitas and Pringle. And Australia have left out Tim May. They left out Tom Moody from their squad as well. They're without Carl Rackerman, who was injured. And they have Campbell, Hughes, Alderman and Lawson with Steve Waugh, bearing in mind that England have also lost Ian Botham and Mike Gatting, who failed a fitness test this morning. Into the side come Robin Smith and Kim Barnett. Well, 20 minutes were lost this morning. Rain and bad light, only light rain, and it soon cleared away. Umpires Shepherd and Holder took the players out onto the field at 11:20. We joined play in the third over. De Freitas is bowling. Geoffrey Marsh is taking strike, and no runs are on the board.
And there's the first run of the match. Even an experienced campaigner like Marsh, that'll settle him. Neil Foster now to share the new ball. Left-handed Mark Taylor to strike. And that's a couple at least. Just roared after it. 3 runs.
See, quite a breeze blowing. That's gone more southwesterly now. It was northwesterly early on when the bit of better weather came over, and I think there's a chance probably there's been more rain coming from that area, the southwesterly, and it certainly looks much darker out there at the moment.
Well, I suppose technically, but you'd need the replay to know if he actually got his hands to it or if the ball hit the fielder.
De Freitas coming in here to Marsh. Ball played off very firmly. In fact, it did go in the hands, but you can't really call that a chance. The ball going very, very quickly there, and a life to the batsman.
That's genuinely gone past the outside edge. I reckon it's the first one that's gone through to the keeper without the batsman having shouldered arms.
Neil Foster hasn't had his best spell this morning, but this delivery just seaming out from the left-hander there.
Good leg cutter. Foster's got that line just about right now. Certainly didn't have it right earlier with the right-hand, left-hand combination. But that's a good leg cutter coming into the left-hander. Could have been a great catch.
Again, a great deal of bounce here from De Freitas, the ball coming back in between bat and pad, and Jack Russell very unlucky there just not to get a glove on the delivery. The ball there, thick inside edge, and Marsh again would be relieved that that was just out of the reach of Jack Russell. Good diving technique there, only a couple of inches away. This delivery doing completely the opposite to the last, keeping very low and moving out. But Jeff Marsh amazingly there, in fact, getting the bat outside the line of the ball.
Nice crisp stroke. That's a decent run down the hill on that side of the Headingley ground.
No mid-off in at the moment for the England attack, and this ball really just pushed away there and races away down the hill.
Start 'em young, that's the thing to do. Future Yorkshire player. We're unable to determine from here whether it'll be for the boys' team or the girls' team.
Well, bowlers like batsmen need to get loose. May just have gone back in a little bit to the left-hander, but certainly not much swing there, and a confident stroke straight back past the bowler. Lovely follow through there, kept the bat very straight.
2 boundaries to Taylor now, both of them from the meat of the bat. It's a good shot. Well, so far there is no swing for Phil Newport. I don't know if he's trying to swing it or if he's just loosening himself in the first over.
Well, I think for one thing, it's too wide. To make the ball come back from there, it's nearly impossible. You find if you bowl to right-handers and you bowl off stump, you make it swing, and you go to leg stump, it doesn't always swing. But that was way outside the left-handers off stump, so it would have been a miracle to make it swing back from there. So Philip Newport, a little bit like Neil Foster, just struggling to find his direction.
It's a good shot. Robin Smithers at short leg.
Well, if you keep on fielding like that, you'll never get out of short leg. He certainly kept watching the ball all the time, and that's the important thing when you're in that position. Obviously a bit easier in the days of helmets and visors, but it's still not that easy standing there.
I think that's missing leg stump by a considerable margin. It's a very good delivery.
Well, Neil Foster a bit desperate to get a wicket and anxious there, but certainly that went in and kept on going, and I think it would probably just have missed leg stump. Certainly there was no way the umpire could give that out with certainty.
De Freitas now. Well, that's close. First ball after, and he's out. And De Freitas strikes with his first ball after lunch. What a great start for England and De Freitas. And Marsh, LBW and Australia have lost their first wicket. 44 for 1. And there's Jeff Marsh. LBW bowled De Freitas for 16. Just one boundary. And the new batsman, David Boone. First ball after lunch, De Freitas does this, pitches in the ball just outside off stump. It's nipping back. It hits Marsh on the roll, but he's not very far forward. And the only thing for umpire Holder to consider is height. Foster now bowling to David Boone. And that's Boone off the mark, but not exactly where he meant it.
Foster here, ball coming into the batsman there. Boone playing it away off his hip there. Ball going away for 4.
it's well run. Mark Taylor there and David Boone. That brings the 50 up. Coming off just 23 overs and 4 deliveries. Another huge appeal. Umpire Shepherd. Oh, the batsman's nightmare when he moves a hand to transfer a pebble or a coin, but the finger didn't go up.
David Boone this year has tried very hard to get forward. Here, hardly getting outside the batting crease, and the ball not bouncing a great deal there. And the ball again just hitting above the pad roll. And again, the umpire having to make a decision, was it too high or not?
Oh, that's beautifully bowled and out. Slightly slower ball, and David Boone drawn into the shot, got the edge. Jack Russell did the rest, and there's the congratulations. So, Australia 57 for 2.
Neil Foster getting this delivery. Perfect line here, bringing David Boone forward. The ball just outside off stump. The batsman had to play at it because if it had come back, he could well have been out LBW, but getting the faint edge through to Jack Russell there, who takes the ball very cleanly. Great success there for England.
Dear, dear. Keeper's nightmare.
This really is a great take here from Jack Russell. The ball being whacked in short, and as you can see, the ball swinging after the ball goes past the batsman. Really in mid-air there. Beautiful take. Did very, very well to get 2 hands to it.
Philip de Freitas bowling to left-handed Mark Taylor.
Oh, lovely shot.
Taylor coming forward here with his head and shoulder, coming into the shot. De Freitas straying a little bit with line there, quite well outside off stump. In fact, the batsman would be very pleased that he made solid contact with that, because it was quite a wide delivery.
Extra short leg on there for Alan Border. Well, it's a good way from the bat. Backward short leg, Alan Lamb. It's high in the air, but it's clombed away. I mean, that was a 6. That was unbelievable. We lost sight of it completely here. All I knew was that he hit it extremely hard. And that went for 6 as third man.
Yes, he really gave it everything there, Alan, but you can see the bat really coming in there. Look at that. And it really carried about 6 or 7 rows back into the crowd. Tremendous blow there, at least 30 yards behind square on the offside.
So de Freitas moves around the wicket. Oh, bad ball, full toss, and you can't bowl like that to Alan Border. Lovely balance in the stroke.
And I think de Freitas will be disappointed with this. It's not really the wicket to be rushing up and banging everything in. And I think possibly he's trying to bowl a bit too quick. Again, really exerting himself for pace, tried the bouncers, tried the full toss, the Yorker, everything, and he's giving runs away. And really what this wicket requires is length and direction and very straight. It'll do a little bit off the seam for you, but if you bowl badly, you can be hit around. And de Freitas will be disappointed with that.
And now a change of bowling. It's the change that we anticipated. Derek Pringle is to come on from the rugby stand end. Well bowled.
Genuine edge there, going just short of slip there, Gooch. Certainly a genuine edge, and just on the half volley to Graham Gooch at second slip.
Oh, beautiful. Just a fraction short, you see. And he's compact and powerful. Such a quick reaction, 4 runs.
Well, you always feel that Alan Border is looking for the shorter ball. And again, that's proved the case. Just flicked away really over me. No big backlift.
It's like a slightly new hairdo for David Gower, and his opposite number has shaved off his beard. And has got a very nasty one on the fingers as well. Well, it was a good stroke, but it was also well bowled by Newport, I thought. He got it into just the right spot after hitting Border on the fingers with a short one. He rather sliced it square of the wicket.
Yes, quite wide there, but Border really following through with the shot there. Arms really going through as he hits the ball with great power.
Broad's a deep, fine leg, but he's much too fine. Lands just a yard inside the boundary. 121 for 2. Border goes on to 37.
Oh, lucky man. What a lucky captain you are. Still, that's a half century for Alan Border, and very warm applause from the crowd.
I was certainly playing that shot without the right foot going across. The bat was a foot and a half away from that front leg, and that's the main reason for that inside edge. Bit of fortune there, very close to the stumps.
They'll take one, and if they get the second, this will be the 100 partnership between Border and Taylor, and they get there very easily indeed. And that news has just been appreciated by a very generous crowd here.
No ball called. Shot would have been the same anyway. Well, that's in the air, and that's probably out. Mistimed hook and taken. Neil Foster, the catcher. Philip de Freitas, the bowler, and that's the end of Alan Border. Caught by Foster for 66, and Australia now 174 for 3.
Alan Border, a great back foot player and one of the best pullers you'll see in the game of cricket, but here misjudging the shot. The ball in fact from de Freitas there, seaming away and making it difficult to play the pull shot there. Alan Border looking in 2 frames of mind then whether to actually stop the shot, but the ball came on extremely quickly to him, and that's a great blow for the Australians there.
Yes, just going well, but a good innings really, which has put Australia advantage to them. New batsman Dean Jones. And Alan Border will be disappointed, having fought his way through, counter-attacked so ably. And then the second ball back from de Freitas, first ball after lunch, second ball in this spell, and he struck. So what can Dean Jones do in a situation which is fairly comfortable? What brings him to the wicket was this shot by Alan Border, and we see rocking forward then coming back and really not getting enough leverage at all. A simple catch for Foster, if any catch in a test match is simple. So the third wicket for the persevering English county attack. And what have we got with De Freitas? 2 wickets, Foster 1. Support seam of Gooch, Pringle and Newport. That's a good delivery. Every now and again De Freitas really firing.
Another great delivery here from De Freitas. Amazing what a wicket can do, but that one bounced and moved away from the left-hander there. Great delivery.
It's the first time Taylor's gone for the pull shot today. If you're going to do it, Philip Newport would be just about the ideal person to have on the other end. They might regret that. It was sharp. It's a piece of good fortune for the young left-hander who moves on to 90 now, and bad luck so far as Neil Foster's concerned.
Yeah, well, this is the point we're making early in the day, where the slips do come up pretty close because the ball doesn't always carry. On that occasion, it bounced just a little bit higher probably than normal. The batsman just pushed at the last minute. It went pretty quick. And David Gower was the culprit.
Just a couple of minutes to go. Maybe that David Gower wants to finish on the over where the game is scheduled to finish. Newport has 2 balls to bowl. But I'd be inclined to want to bowl as many overs as possible at the moment. I mean, Newport's going past the outside edge.
Yes, we say there's certainly movement there in this last hour. And certainly Taylor was played so well all day. Has played and missed more in the last 3 overs than he's played and missed all day. But still no luck there for Newport. He's gone past that off stump and the outside edge on 3 or 4 occasions now in the last 3 overs.
And a little tap there from Dean Jones to say well done. And that's it. A tremendous performance from Mark Taylor, the young Australian opening batsman. He's batted throughout the day in his first Test match in England to make 96 in difficult conditions. Congratulations from Dean Jones and from the England players going past him on the way back to the dressing room. That is a tremendous effort. Intense concentration goes into an innings of that kind. He's got through the first new ball. He's battled his way through. Got through the intervals. Concentration is immense. And it'll all be worth it as he turns and sees his teammates there in the balcony. .207 for 3, Australia at the end of the first day of this Ashes series. Geoff Marsh was LBW to De Freitas for 16. David Boone caught Russell, bowled Foster 9. Alan Border caught Foster, bowled De Freitas 66. Dean Jones remained 10 not out, and Mark Taylor batted through the day for 96. There were 10 extras, 207 for 3. And the bowling figures for England, they went in with 4 bowlers. Graham Gooch as the extra man. De Freitas 22 overs, 5 maidens, 2 for 62. Foster 24 overs, 9 maidens, 1 for 43. Newport 19 overs, 4 maidens, none for 54. And Pringle 14 overs, 2 maidens. No wicket for 36, with Gooch bowling 2 overs for 6. 207 for 3. An enthralling day's play and a tremendous performance from a very good young opening batsman. Well, the second day at Headingley dawned fine. The forecast was good, and the Australians had in front of them the chance of batting right through for as long as they wished, or perhaps England were going to bowl them out. We join it now in the 84th over. That's the third over of the day. It's the first ball, and 4 runs have been added, 211 for 3. Mark Taylor has moved along to 97. Here he is facing Derek Pringle. that looks as though it will be a marvellous moment for Mark Taylor. A century in his debut test against England. He's the 15th Australian to do it, and the 9th Australian to do it in the first innings of a debut. He's also the 15th Australian to make 100 at Headingley. Lovely innings from a very good young player. Here's Newport. That's 50 stand between Jones and Taylor. And it is to be Newport to keep going at the Kirkstall Lane end. Shot. Nice square drive. Keeps himself very well balanced in the stroke.
Yes, I think the secret is he doesn't try and hit it too hard. Really well controlled. You couldn't keep your head down better than that. Lovely follow through, perfect finish. He played that shot particularly well all day yesterday and continuing again this morning.
272 balls, 351 minutes up to now, and 11 fours. Oh, that's an even better stroke. Lovely free swing of the bat, but once again, I reckon on the replay you'll see that his head stayed perfectly still in the stroke.
Well, that's just like an action replay. Could have been the ball before. Absolutely perfect finish again.
Oh, well. Just didn't carry, but what a great effort that was by Gooch.
It's just that little bit of extra bounce here. No real movement. Just bounced a little bit higher and Taylor not quite getting over it. And Gooch, marvellous stop. Full stretch to his left hand, but on the half volley.
Now Neil Foster. There's Dean Jones, 64 deliveries for his 23. Very much the junior partner in this stand, which so far is now worth 76. $250 up. Oh, it's a lovely shot from Taylor, and what form he's in now.
The change here from Mark Taylor, driving the ball beautifully away through mid-wicket there. He really is in great form. Doesn't have to hit the ball that hard, but this time choosing the onside. Nasty blow here for Taylor. The ball not that short and bouncing quite considerably. We've seen the ball keep low today, but that one gets up, strikes him probably on the forefinger there. Nasty blow, and he'll be hoping that it's not heavily bruised or even worse.
Neil Foster. It's down the hill. It's a perilous chase down there for Chris Broad. And Broad did not see that hit the rope. David Shepherd is the umpire. Now he looked up for some sort of confirmation that the ball had touched the rope. Chris Broad, in fact, I think overran it and didn't see it. Thank you very much, David.
Mark Taylor again pushing the ball away, teasing the English batsman on whether the ball's going to get to the boundary or not. Chris Broad just gets his foot to it, but there we can see the ball in fact touches the rope. Chris Broad wouldn't have realised that, and in fact it was 4 runs.
Oh, what a poor shot. He's out. Well, not a good shot. And there he goes, Mark Taylor, after a long and creditable performance. Strange way for a superb innings to end, because it was an innings of patience, of technique, of craft, and of extreme value to his side. No doubt he'll get a standing ovation. Mark Taylor, LBW to Neil Foster.
Mark Taylor won't want to see this replay. Amazing shot, really. I think he must have just lost concentration because the ball wasn't short. The ball would in fact just hit him about the pad roll there, and I don't think David Shepard had much choice but to give him out LBW there.
Incoming batsman, Steve Waugh. Well bowled.
That's a delightful stroke. I'll swear that that was nothing more than a defensive push.
Well, they always say, show the bowler the maker's name on the bat, and this is a perfect example. He really did show him the maker's name there. No real follow through, just solid at the bottom, and that ball sped away down the hill there, heading there.
Here's Pringle. Very fine half-century for Dean Jones. Only 105 balls. An official warning there for Derek Pringle, getting too close to the line of the stumps. Umpire John Holder has spoken to David Gower. He signalled to the bowler as well. And there's the reply from Stephen Waugh, which adds a little bit of insult to the injury of being warned. The 50 partnership has come up between Waugh and Jones.
Philip de Freitas now bowling to Dean Jones. And did that carry? It looked as though it did.
Dean Jones playing this away on the onside, flicking the ball away with his wrist there, and it looks as if the ball just carried there to Kim Barnett, diving away to his right. He'd be disappointed not to hold on to that catch.
There's a great shot. Wasn't a great ball, but 4 runs.
Beautiful example here, how to drive the ball off the back foot. Beautiful sideways position there. Got high there on the back foot. Beautiful timing, and the ball goes away very quickly to the boundary.
Well, there we go. That's a big hit. Not only wrong direction, but wrong length. 4 runs, but hooked with great authority by Dean Jones.
Aiming the ball very high away towards square leg, but in fact the ball just pitching there in front of the rope. So 4 runs to Dean Jones.
Well, that's a shot of cool and marvellous timing. He knew exactly where the field placing was on the offside.
He must have learnt this shot from a player who's played here many times, Tony. Jeff Boycott, beautiful balance. Jeff Boycott, very famous for this shot, but beautiful balance there. Great power again.
It's brilliant. Punches his bat at the dressing room because that's his 50. You might call that pugnacious batting, but it's got a lot of style as well. Yes, lovely shot. That's the third time that Steve Waugh's found that boundary, square on the offside. Such a good competitor.
And the powerful player, Tony. Either front foot or back foot. Again, that's a lovely finish. Left elbow high and really perfect follow through. And England now in dire trouble. Nothing to play for now but to save the match.
And again, I think this must be the best I've seen him play. He's really picking them out, finding the gaps. It's as if someone has put a cassette of the field placings right in his mind there, and he knows exactly where the ball is going. They've done it again. It's there to be hit.
Well, this wicket has a little bit in it for the bowlers, but the one thing you've got to do is keep it on line and length all the time, and England haven't done that. They bowled 2 or 3 good deliveries, and then you get the half volley or the bouncer, and Australia being very quick to punish it.
That's a brilliant shot. A brilliant shot. It stood up, and again Steve Waugh waited and waited and cracked it square. Well, it must be a fly past our Australian geese, I think. There it goes again. Barnett was much deeper at point, and still Steve Waugh picked his place behind square.
Yeah, there's no doubt this is Steve Waugh's favourite shot. He plays it beautifully.
Steve Waugh is taking to running up and down the middle of the pitch, but he's doing it so quickly, I don't think he's actually making a single dust mark at all. And the 400 comes up, 400 for 4.
And the Australian running between the wickets has been excellent. All the batsmen have been looking for their runs right from the first ball, just stopping the ball on the offside and getting the quick single and turning 2s into 3s. Excellent running between the wickets.
Jones has gone, the breakthrough has come for Philip Newport. There's unrestrained joy from the England players. They really needed that. It's a sharply lifting delivery. Jones couldn't get his bat out of the road of it. Australia 411 for 5.
Now, fine delivery by Phil Newport. Just short of the length possibly, but it did bounce. It climbed quite high through to the keeper, chest high. Moved out a bit off the wicket, and possibly if you hadn't been in and playing well you wouldn't have got a touch, but a very fine innings there by Dean Jones. He looks a very competent player now, good defence, gets well forward, well back, and you can always see him making runs in English conditions.
Ian Healy's the new batsman. There's a man out at deep point. Give you an idea of how well that was timed. He only had to move 15 yards to his right to cut it off, and he had virtually no chance. Kim Barnett was the fielder, Steve Waugh the batsman.
Neil Foster's 39th over. Oh, dear me, that just shows the problems that are starting to come for batsmen on this pitch.
But the great thing there, Steve Waugh playing very straight, and in fact the ball just hitting the inside of the toe, and a little bit of fortune for him on 95, the ball just missing the off stump.
Oh, and there, when your luck's against you, it's against you, and the 2 slips there, neither got a glove to it at all. And Graham Gooch looking disgusted.
England certainly haven't had luck today, I must admit. And here, the ball going between the 2 slips, and would have just about carried to second slip there because he was standing closer than first, but certainly wouldn't have got to first slip.
Now Gooch had moved finer and that ball went squarer. So there we are, and Newport has done everything right. Just sees 8 more runs go in the debit column in the ledger. And again, he's dodged it, and 4 runs it is.
Might not seem a lot of runs for, but in this situation, terribly vital. They'd tied Steve Waugh down. He was in the nervous 90s, and he'd be delighted that he got away with that, an edge going for 4. It gets him on to 99, much nearer that 100 than he was when he was on 95.
There it is, and he punches the air with delight, and why not? That's been a brilliant 100, brilliant. There are his colleagues. He's waited some while for that. First Test 100, and really has set the whole innings alight. Coach Bobby Simpson there came in with a score at 273, so out of 166 he scored that 124 balls, 2 hours 40 minutes and 16 brilliant boundaries. $207 for 3 overnight. Out, and suddenly Phil Newport's found the way to get wickets. He's found the edge, they've gone either side of slip, through slip, and there we are, a simple caught and bowled.
Healy favouring the cut in his short innings today, but this ball pitched up by Newport and coming maybe a little bit by surprise into the drive there. Ball might have just stopped a little bit, but quite a comfortable catch back to Phil Newport.
And the new batsman is Mervyn Hughes.
And when he hits them, they stay hit.
Well, Mervu's has not been in too long, but Gooch gave him a little bit of room there. It was a good length delivery. Not too much backlift, but by Jove, it was a powerful shot.
He's given that something. Kim Barnett is the fielder and does a terrific job. Graham Gooch has been given the swish by David Gower, and it's to be Neil Foster again. Freitas, not quite. He made good ground to it.
Well, there's a little tail end heave, which might be 4, and it is.
Yes, just a short-arm jab and away that shot to square leg. And I'm sure that Brian Clough wouldn't have signed Chris Broad for goalkeeper.
That is a terrific shot. Barnett, my word, he got there. It was a great piece of cricket.
Well, we had a similar shot to that before tea, and Barnett was the fielder then. Really is good cricket.
Oh, this will be quick if Gower hits. Gracious me, Hughes had to be smart there. Looking even for a second, but good backing up by Hughes.
certainly Steve Ward didn't hesitate, but I think it would probably have been goodbye to Mr. Hughes if Garrett had hit.
So, introducing the leg spin of Kim Barnett into the attack. His partnership already worth 54. We've heard of the instruction to let the bat go, and Barnett's forced the issue. First time I think I've seen the bat go further than the ball.
Merv Hughes couldn't believe the short pitch delivery here, trying to hit the ball as hard as he possibly could. The ball flying free from his hands there. Nobody's sure which was the ball and which was the bat, but the batsman eventually getting a single.
So, what's Barnett's next trick? There's the 500. Polite applause, I think. Well, the Yorkshire scorer very reluctant to put it there. Come on, you've got to do it. It won't come.
He's hit that. Into the crowd.
Very big man here, using a heavy bat and making contact there, and the ball going well into the crowd. A very powerful hit indeed.
Kim Barnett. Full toss, and no point in chasing that. There are lots of people who advocate the casual bowler, try anything. I must say I'm not altogether in favour of that.
So, De Freitas.
What a great feeling for a batsman. Not only his first Test century, but 150, and the warm applause from a Headingley crowd. He'll get away with it. There was a good effort by Kim Barnett, but he was never really on the same planet as it.
Merv Hughes going for the hook here. Missed time on the ball, probably onto him a little bit quicker than he thought. The ball hitting quite near the splice, top edge there, and a great effort there by Kim Barnett. You couldn't make much more of an effort than that, diving full length, trying to catch the ball one-handed.
Applause too for the third 100 partnership of this innings. No bother at all. That's Merv Hughes' 50, and very well deserved it is.
That's a good effort from Merv Hughes, his half-century, and by the close of play another 34 runs have been added to take the Australian score along to 580 for 6, a massive total. Hughes on 63 and Stephen Waugh on 174. Great day for Mark Taylor, a century on his debut against England, only the 15th Australian to do so and the 9th to do it in the first innings of his debut match. The bowling figures, well, they're quite unflattering, and only wickets taken by 3 of them. De Freitas, Foster and Newport each picked up 2. Nothing for Pringle at prohibitive cost, and part-time bowlers Gooch and Barnett, none for 31 and none for 32 respectively. Well, the test was whether Alan Border would bat on today. Did he have a target in view? Well, I suspect it was round about the 600 mark, and certainly he would want to get past the previous best by Australia on this Headingley ground. 2 runs have been added to the overnight total when we joined play. It's 582 for 6. The new ball has been taken. It's the 3rd over, and it's Neil Foster coming into bowl to Merv Hughes, already the new ball, with its extra bounce and movement off the more prominent seam, has posed problems for the Australian batsman. Well, Foster greeted Hughes yesterday with a bouncer. Very first ball he bowled, he's given him another one, and Hughes has dealt with it brilliantly.
First bouncer of the morning here from Foster, and Hughes there hitting the ball away square with a fair bit of control there.
It was played with less assurance, but he still got off the loop of the bat. He had to scurry a bit there. That was a good throw by Philip de Freitas. But it's also well run by Merv Hughes. He had to stretch the hamstrings a little bit over the last 2 or 3 yards. That's out. 71 to Merv Hughes. Very good innings. His top score in Tests before today was 72. That might just spur him on as well to get 3 short ones in succession from Neil Foster.
How the game has changed in recent years here. A man down the order, getting 3 bounces in the over. This one not bouncing quite so high. Merv Hughes looking probably for the ball getting a fair bit higher, and trying to fend it off there, hitting the splice. An easy catch for Jack Russell.
Jeff Lawson is the new batsman. Foster's brought a man in close on the onside now. Could be bluff, double bluff, or quite serious. Maybe going to drop on short, or he may be going to work on the away swinger or leg cutter. There it was, and at gully was Alan Lamb.
Jeff Lawson here looking to play back with the field being changed, and my word, he was right on the back foot there. The ball not that short, the bat not really angled down, keeping the ball down. In fact, the ball there popping up and just short of Alan Lamb.
Don't bother to chase that one. Lawson's picked it up beautifully off his pads.
Lawson this time staying still, in, if anything, moving a little bit to the offside. Beautiful time in there, just a flick of the wrist, and the ball's gone very quickly to the boundary.
601, and the declaration has come from Australia. So Alan Borders looked for the psychological point of making 600. Steve Waugh remains 177 not out, and Jeff Lawson 10. And a terrific performance from Australia, 601 for 7. Border going on just long enough this morning to make the England batsmen start thinking about the job ahead of them. The bowling figures for England hadn't changed a great deal, but Foster did pick up the wicket of Merv Hughes to give him final figures of 3 for 109. De Freitas finished with 2 for 140. So a big task ahead of the England batsmen, Gooch and Broad, the openers. The opening bowlers for Australia were Terry Alderman and Jeff Lawson. Cooler and cloudier conditions, the ball didn't seem to be swinging around as we join in the 5th over. 2 runs are on the board, and it's Terry Alderman coming in to bowl to Graham Gooch.
Gooch off the mark. Long chase for Mervyn Hughes. This ball runs away, and he won't get it.
Experience of playing Headingley at Jack, hasn't Merv, but he'll realise you just don't catch it when it gets going down that hill. Good shot by Gooch though. Foot right to the ball, nice follow through. No mid-off one, very attacking field. There's 5 slips in there, which of course Alan Border can afford to do that with the amount of runs on the board. Typical Broad.
moving inside the line and timing the ball well. He loves to play that shot. A lot of his runs coming that direction, behind square on the onside.
Yes, because he stands so still and so straight, it's so easy to play off his legs, and that's the one area that the Australian bowlers won't want to bowl.
Big shout. Great deal of the volume actually came from Gully, but it was a firm shout.
Well, Graham Gooch always tends to get a long way across with that left foot. You can see there he's got too far, having to try and withdraw the leg to the leg side, but there's no doubt about that. That would have gone on down the leg side.
Oops, up go the hands, and Oldman did a little dance.
Well, there's no doubt Graham Gooch played at that, just outside off stump, and that's the first one that's really gone away. And it is easier to make it move when you're just outside the off stump. But that's a lovely line. It drew Gooch into the shot there.
Oh, big shot this time, and he's out. Graham Gooch is out. Terry Alderman gets him LBW, and England's first wicket is down with a score 35. Well, that is a great shame, because Gooch was solidly building up his concentration.
Terry Alderman getting rewarded for bowling great line and length today, and there the ball just coming back a fraction off the seam. Graham Gooch not as far forward as maybe he'd like to be, and I think David Shepherd probably had a reasonably easy job there in giving the LBW decision.
Big shout. Not this time, sir, says Mr. Shepherd. End of the over, applause for Terry Alderman. Graham Gooch has gone. England 35 for 1.
And Greg Campbell coming on for his first bowl in Test cricket, and Alan Border. Good move psychologically to get him into the swing of things as quickly as possible. It's nicely played by Barnett. The Derbyshire captain always likes to get on with his game, and well, seeing an opportunity here with a young fast bowler playing in his first Test match and bound to be tense. Plenty of gaps in the field as well. Oh, round the wicket from Lawson. A good one as well.
Nicely played by Chris Broad, straight down the field, and that's 4 runs. It gets through. Second 4, second in 2 balls. But this one not the controlled affair the first one was. And the ball is back with Terry Alderman, his 10th over, to bowl to Kim Barnett. That's a fine shot, and Kim Barnett will feel much more confident now. Cracked off the middle of the bat, off the back foot, 4 runs. That's well played, very sweetly timed, and that will race away down the hill for 4 runs. It's gone square, and it's gone for 4. Dear, not just a slower ball, it was a dolly ball. And really, how Chris Broad was deceived, only he will know.
Yeah, so it's certainly out of the back of the hand and completely deceiving Chris Broad. Absolutely all at sea. Never really played any sort of a shot. Straight to the bottom of the stumps almost.
Incoming batsman, Alan Lamb. Handsome shot.
Oh, well, there we are. That was help yourself, and really, if the ball is in the right area and the bounce is consistent, then that's the result.
Alan Lamb there pivoting beautifully, beautiful control, the face of the bat turning down to keep the ball on the ground and the ball going away for 4 runs.
That's a great shot from Lamb. Footwork perfect. Any shot that's pulled in front of square really does show the batsman's in control.
Greg Campbell dragging the ball short here. Alan Lamb extremely quickly to get back on the back foot there. Lovely balance.
That's a beautiful stroke. They're putting bowling short to Alan Lamb, nor to any batsman for that matter. Got to keep the ball up. 3,000 runs in test matches for Alan Lamb. A beautiful stroke. Kim Barnett has played well out there today. 50 partnership up between Barnett and Lamb. Lamb has got 31 of them.
Kim Barnett really coming forward into the shot there. Waite really coming to meet the ball. Beautiful timing, great control.
Beautifully played again by Kim Barnett. He's in terrific form. Gone on now to 49. Safely away through the covers, and it's a half century for Kim Barnett. He's played really well out there for England. Goes on now to 53. And 4 more. Beautiful stroke again from Barnett. There's another good crisp stroke off the front foot by Kim Barnett. Steve Waugh, the fielder. Beautiful shot for 4. That definitely moved in off the seam. But Lamb clipped it away perfectly.
And Lamb reaching his 50 with another great boundary through the covers. His 10th 4. The big Headingley crowd gives him generous applause, so do his England teammates. And England now 179 for 2. Oh, that's a great shot. Just let that ball come onto him, and that was why he was able to play it square on the leg side. Lovely, lovely shot.
Kim Barnett given LBW to Alderman. And the breakthrough Australia so desperately needed. That is most unfortunate from England's point of view. A triumph for Alderman, and just what Alan Border needed. Things will look a little desperate in that partnership.
Alderman coming down the hill here, having changed ends. This ball just coming back off the pitch, hitting just under the knee roll there, and close to that leg stump.
David Gower is the new batsman. He comes out to replace Kim Barnett and to join Alan Lamb.
Well, and that's a lovely cover drive for 4 by Alan Lamb, and that brings up England's 200. It's a lovely shot from Gower. That's his first boundary, and beautifully timed.
Most left-handers are strong off their legs, and here Merv Hughes bowling where he doesn't really want to pitch the ball, and David Gower there, great example of playing the ball away off your legs.
That's a lovely shot. Before. Takes Gower into double figures. Well, he was waiting for that one. Well, he's hit 14 fours, but that's just about the best. Well, Gower riding his luck now, and that could have been out, but this happened so many times with some of the England bowlers.
Yes, David Gower just getting a little bit too far over there. Therefore the ball went fine, and well, I've seen those caught by wicket-keepers. It would have had to have been a very good catch. So now Geoff Lawson to continue the bowling to David Gower. There's a shout, and yes, Gower's been given out, just rushing the bat down the leg side. Well, that's a disappointing way to get out for David Gower. Really a little bit unlucky if he just get those down the leg side, but the previous over he'd flicked one down there, it went for 4, and this time even finer, giving a catch to the keeper.
It was a good 9 inches outside the pads. Breakthrough for Lawson and for Australia. 243 for 4 now, and Robin Smith coming out to join Alan Lamb. That's a crashing shot through the covers. I have a feeling the batsman slipped in playing it too. He finished up a bit like one of the West Indians, down on one knee.
Well, he's gone for that one and got it.
Alan Lamb loves playing on the back foot, either cutting or hooking, and this time beautifully controlled shot there. Great demonstration there of the hook from Alan Lamb.
That's 4. That takes him to, well, not quite the magical number, but just one short, 99. And there it is, and what better way. A terrific 4. triumph from Lamb and the England dressing room and the crowd. It really was a marvellous way to get to 100. His first against Australia.
Indeed it was, and a great reply by England, not just in the fact that they made 284 for 4 out of the 402 they need to avoid the follow-on, but because they did it in such attacking fashion. Lovely innings from Alan Lamb, splendid partnership between Lamb and Barnett, 114, and Lamb and Gower, 48, and then that unfinished one with Robin Smith, 16 not out. Bowling for Australia, well, they took severe punishment. Hughes did well, he went right through the session there, 21 over 6 maidens, only 1 for 74. Alderman has 2 wickets, Lawson 1, and Campbell had rather a disappointing introduction. That's the way it stood at the end of the third day. England 317 runs behind, but they're not so far away from saving that follow-on. We join play now in the first over. It's the 4th ball. Merv Hughes is bowling to Robin Smith, and there's no addition to the score.
It has been amazing on this wicket. When the ball's banged in short, sometimes it's got up, sometimes it's kept low. Even bounce there. Robin Smith a little unlucky not making contact there with a cut shot. In fact, playing that one off the front foot.
Well, that's going to be just out of reach. Alan Border is the fielder. That's 4. And it's also a good example of what I was talking about with the Australians just over pitching a little, and Robin Smith and Lamb, their first movement always onto the front foot. It's Terry Alderman bowling to Alan Lamb. It's a nice start. That outfield is even quicker than was the case on Saturday. That's a good shot. Well, he's fairly clubbed that away past point. Not actually with a cross bat, wasn't a square cut.
Beautiful control here, just like Geoffrey Boycott, weighed onto the back foot there.
Short of Mark Taylor, and between Taylor and the other slip man, Terry Alderman.
Well, they'll appeal for that, and they've got it. And Alan Lamb, in his technique, he does have this method of pushing forward well in front of the bat. Good delivery from Alderman, the end of a fine innings from Lamb. Caught there for 125 off the bowling, Terry Alderman. See Lamb coming half forward, and then the bat going way out in front, and that's the problem. And David Boone, fairly straightforward catch for short leg. Derek Pringle. Oh, might have got a nick. Well, that must be close, and it is, it's out. Pringle just refusing to get all the way forward. Just a little step, and there is the first wicket for young Campbell in Test cricket, and justifying Border's confidence.
Well, success for Campbell, and he'll be overjoyed with that. But again, really the movement is only just fractionally forward and across, and catches him more or less and off the middle.
Next batsman, Phil Newport. Well, everybody getting very excited about that. Must have been close to Boone.
Yes, there must have been just a little inside edge there onto the pad. As you can see, not a long way away.
Smith takes his half century. Nicely timed turn to leg, and what a valuable innings it has been.
You get 2 for that at least. Smith's going to look for the third. That's good running. Fielded. 50 stand between Phil Newport and Robin Smith. That has been priceless for England.
Terry Alderman to resume. Robin Smith the batter. Oh, that must be close, and it's out. And first ball strike for Alderman. After lunch, the end of Robin Smith. LBW for 66. England 392 for 7.
What a vital blow here for Australia. Terry Alderman there getting very close to the stumps. Very straight delivery there, just a fraction of movement back in, off the seam, the ball hitting just under the pad roll. And David Shepherd there, I would thought, thinking the ball's going to hit middle and leg.
Alderman now to Gloucestershire County colleague Jack Russell. Oh, that's a confident start. Oh, dropped him.
Lawson gets this ball to swing out to Jack Russell there. Yes, you can definitely see the ball go. Russell going after the push there, really pushing it towards cover. Alan Border diving away, trying to take the catch two-handed. Unfortunately for Australia, the ball doesn't stick.
4 wickets for Alderman out of the 7 so far. 3 slips to Newport. Another big shout, but this one doing too much, and umpire Shepherd won't have that. A very precious single for England, the leg by, and that brings up the 400 in the 113th over. So those people who criticised Alan Border for batting on, had he not done so, England would already be beyond the follow-on. That'll be it. Russell latching onto that long half volley, 4 runs, and England's first target achieved. Oh, dear me. Another one goes astray. Alan Border thinking first one side, then the other.
It's gone up in the air, it's going to be caught. David Boone is the catcher, and Phil Newport's excellent innings comes to a close. 36 runs he scored at a most vital time for England when they were trying to avoid the follow-on, but now they're past that first milestone of 402, they're 421 as the 8th wicket fell. It's quite a big shout, that, and Terry Alderman felt he had a very good chance.
Well, it was very, very close there, and certainly I think Alderman could think, well, I've had worse than that given out. It didn't go on running down the leg side.
That's close. That's out. Well, so well bowled by Terry Alderman. He really is at you all the time. Fiddling about on off stump and cutting the ball back occasionally, wicket to wicket. And you really have to concentrate on playing straight.
Well, this was very similar to the delivery that he got away with. Again, the ball not going on down the leg side, just holding up from that leg stump, leg and middle. And certainly I think David Shepherd had no hesitation that time.
5th wicket for Terry Alderman. And the last man due in is Neil Foster. Well, another one putting his leg in line with the ball. Great catch. Marsh, the catcher at Gully. Russell has gone for 15, and England are all out for 430.
Marvellous catch here, it went very quick. Russell going through, driving at the ball, a little bit away from his body, and that going quick and way to Marsh's right, and that's a very, very fine catch indeed.
And it shows also why Geoff Marsh is rated one of the very best gully fields Australia has ever had. 430 from England, a very good effort. 402 was the cut-off point for the follow-on. Robin Smith, his highest test score, 66, and an excellent effort from Philip Newport, 36 just at the right time. The bowling for Australia, Terry Alderman, 5 for 107, the 5th time against England he's taken 5 in an innings, and the 6th in all, 3 for Lawson, 1 for Campbell and 1 for Hughes. And the situation in the match at that stage, Australia 171 runs ahead. They opened their second innings with Geoff Marsh and Mark Taylor, the left-hander who scored the century in the first innings. We pick it up now at 9 for no wicket. We're into the 5th over. Neil Foster is the bowler and Geoff Marsh is taking strike. Well, that looked to me as though it could be marked down as a chance. Very difficult one. Would have been one of the great catches had it been snapped up. Robin Smith was the fielder.
Geoff Marsh forced on the back foot there, going for the cut. My word, hitting it extremely hard. And he might just have got a touch there with his fingertips. It looks as though he did because he's looking at his left hand. But my word, it really would have been a really great catch.
Geoff Marsh, the man out. Jack Russell, the keeper.
Jack Russell will be delighted again to get another victim behind the stumps. Had a marvellous match really. In the first innings didn't let a bye through in over 600 runs, and here getting his 4th victim. Australia obviously trying to get runs quickly. Geoff Marsh there going for an ambitious drive, the ball very, very wide. Unfortunate really just to get that faint edge. Jack Russell there getting another victim.
David Boone to take strike.
Well, the crowd got excited, but that was a nip back which got Boone on the pad. Don't think there was any bat there. If it was, it didn't carry.
Here Neil Foster getting quite a bit of bounce, and the ball definitely going off the glove there and carrying to Graham Gooch to his left, I think. So I think it went very, very quickly there.
That's a good stroke for 4. It's going to be Derek Pringle to bowl from the Kirkstall Lane end. Well, that's a clinker of a shot.
Well, a beautiful stroke here from Taylor. He's played a lot of cover drives, but most of them have been off the front foot, but there he rocks onto his back foot, and that's beautifully timed away just in front of square on the offside.
Good shot.
Well, David Boone, a very powerful player off either front or back foot. The classical shot through the is off the back foot.
Phil Newport.
Well, that was well bowled. He got away with it, David Boone. Chris Broad, the fielder, with the ball racing away from him. But that was a good delivery from Newport. It didn't actually deserve to go for 4.
The ball swung out. He had to reach for it, and the ball eventually went really to the leg side. But I think initially he was starting off to get that through the offside.
Oh, good stop.
A good stroke again by Taylor here. Beautifully hit, wide of mid-off, and an equally fine piece of fielding by Foster there. Full length dive, absolutely. That was certainly 4 runs. You have to be as tall as Neil Foster there to reach that.
Well, 50, 6 fours, 93 balls, 101 minutes. Terrific running. Nice bit of footwork, not too dainty, but effective in the end, but a bit late.
Australia still looking for these short runs, and a good understanding. Slight hesitation by Boone, but Pringle there, my word, that was close.
Philip de Freitas. Oh, it's got away. It just slipped through low between Russell and Pringle.
A drive here off the back foot by Taylor gives the keeper that little less chance of seeing a deflection, and my word, you're talking about an inch there, I should think, with the ball missing Jack Russell's gloves. Little bit of a movement of the inside leg going towards leg side there, but a great effort to try and get there. Unfortunately, the ball just escaping.
Just leans into it and wafts the bat like a magic wand. It's in the air. He's caught him. Nicely judged catch by Chris Broad. And very well bowled indeed by Derek Pringle. Bit quicker, dug it in, went for the shot. And skewered up in the air at fine leg, and they're not easy. But just watch the head of the batsman now. Derek Pringle, a good line, you see, round the wicket, follows him, the eye off the ball, and it really could go anywhere. And Alan Border is the new batsman. Oh, yes. Off the mark, and a beautiful way in which to do it. Oh, well, not so amusing, I must say, for the bowler Neil Foster, but that is a beautiful example of classical stroke and ferocity, I suppose the word is.
That's a lovely shot. Marvellous stroke from David Boone.
Well, there was no need to run for that. Third man probably had to go about 20, 25 yards, but never got within 10 yards of it. Really cracked away there by David Boone.
It's a good shot. That's beaten Broad, and it'll race down that hill. The lead now is 300. the third wicket goes down. Umpire Holder standing at De Freitas' end. It's 129 for 3.
Certainly didn't do a great deal, this delivery. It's bowled from a little bit out wide of the crease, just running on. And David Boone been a little late on coming down on that, playing a little bit round the front leg.
Dean Jones is the new batsman. The chase there for mid-on, Alan Lamb. That was very well timed by Dean Jones. There's a nice shot by the number 4, Alan Border. Border's declined to go off because of the bad light.
Well, a tremendous blow here by Alan Border. Just making room for himself and flat batting it straight over mid-off, and that's about a yard short of 6.
That's a good shot. Not particularly well bowled, but Border was waiting for it. It's almost as though he said to himself, this has got to be short. Is the rain belting down out there? Why do the umpires want to go off? It doesn't seem to me to be to do with the umpires if it's not raining. Why on earth are they going off if it's not raining? And if it is it raining so hard that they should go off? Well, I'm not surprised Alan Border is standing there shaking his head. I simply can't understand that. The first time I've ever seen umpires try and second-guess the weather. And the official verdict was rain stop play. 158 for 3, Border 31 not out, and Jones 12 not out. And the bowling figures, the Australians had just taken 15 off De Freitas, 15 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 54. Australia 329 runs ahead. Well, the 5th-day-old pitch and the good weather conditions made it a very good thing for batting. The Australians needed quick runs. We join it now in the 3rd over of the day. 11 have already been scored. Pringle is bowling to Border. And that's perfectly placed. Barnett will just cut it off. Jones will come back for the 3rd. Good running again. Good cricket too from Barnett. Well, it's not really like the England bowlers to do this sort of thing.
Dean Jones threatening to go outside leg stump. Neil Foster thinking I'll follow him. But I wouldn't think Jack Russell's too impressed with the bowlers this morning. As I say, it kept a clean sheet until this morning, and now the ball's going all over the place.
And 4 more.
Well, that was a good delivery. And with a normal slip fielder there, that would probably have been a catch. But 4 more runs, and probably the slightly surprising thing is that Border's not decided to declare yet.
A beautiful hit. Well, it wasn't a case of bat on for half an hour, because the half hour's gone. Wasn't a case of reach the 200 mark, because that's gone as well. They're 203 for 3 now.
Oh, he's let the bat go there. That was a great shot. That's 4, that's 50 now. Playing inside out there and letting one hand go off the bat in order to get maximum leverage with the other. That'll be 4, and that'll be a lead of 400. And that's it. So, great importance attached by Alan Border to psychological barriers. That was what he was after. He got there pretty well this morning. It's 42 minutes batting. Australia going from 158 to 230.
And that declaration has been geared specifically so that the Australians can keep men in catching positions all the way through the England innings. 230 for 3, a good partnership between Border and Jones. They really got stuck into it again this morning and kept the run rate moving along. And they've set England now a difficult task to win. The bowlers this morning, they were on a hiding to nothing. So too was the wicketkeeper Jack Russell. Foster 1 for 66, De Freitas 1 for 76, and Pringle 1 for 60, with Newport not needed to bring over his arm. So as England went out with their openers, Gooch and Broad, they needed 402 runs to win. Australia needed 10 wickets. We join it in the second over, 2 runs on the board without loss. It's Lawson coming into bowl, and Chris Broad is the batsman.
Chris Broad away, first boundary. Extra close fielder for Chris Broad, 2 on the leg side, close in.
Big shout. Chris Broad has gone. And we were just talking about his predilection for turning the ball on the onside, but you have to choose the ball that's off the stumps, not the one that's straight. And this is Terry Alderman, wicket to wicket yet again.
Very straight delivery from Terry Alderman here, and unfortunately the ball doesn't bounce at all.
Didn't give himself much of a chance, half a bat, and the ball keeping a little low. Slower ball, well read, beautifully played. And this is why Alan Border delayed his declaration and made it really tough. Oh, he dropped him. It looked to have carried. It was extremely difficult. It was going like lightning. A strange shot by Kim Barnett, and again we see the very low bounce.
Yes, this wasn't a good shot by Kim Barnett. It's well wide. Going for the square slash. It just did carry, a very difficult one, and going pretty quick. Hughes just explaining to Kim Barnett why he played that shot. Again, you see he's on that front foot very, very early, and that's good bowling. He really drove him onto the back foot, and really unlucky not to take his wicket there.
Alderman to Kim Barnett. Oh, that's out. Beautifully caught there at slip, and Kim Barnett gone with Alderman making the ball run away. Blow for England. Barnett out for 34, 67 for 2.
Kim Barnett after lunch, although looking to get forward there, gets on the back foot, and not the best shot. I don't think he'd be over pleased on that. A fine catch there by Taylor.
And the new batsman, Alan Lamb. That's Lamb away. Same sort of shot as he showed so many times in his first innings. Oh, that's out. Lamb gone in exactly the same way as first innings. Caught by Boone off the bowling of Alderman. What a great double strike by the fast bowler there. Inside his first 2 overs after lunch, he's taken out Barnett and now Lamb. 77 for 3, England.
Alan Lamb again getting the bat out in front of the pad there, and the ball striking the inside edge, going up off the pad. Not a bad catch by Boone there, going to his right, up quite high. So he did quite well to hang on to that because the ball went quite quickly.
Campbell bowling to Gooch. Four runs.
Four runs. Wonderful way by which Graham Gooch turned away from that, as if to disown the shot. Well, that was a stroke, but it was a half volley too, and Gooch doesn't miss those. Two long half volleys in this over. Both hit for straight fours, and that brings up Graham Gooch's half century.
A repeat of that previous four, just a little bit wider than the other one. Fielder just getting a touch on it, but all in vain.
And a very slow, confused bit of cricket, that. Oh, that's well played too. Merv Hughes has to dash in the opposite direction. He gave it the lot. In vain. He gave it the feet, the trousers, the legs. He even got the moustache in there.
Beautifully timed stroke and delightful position too. And that's four. Well, it almost looks as though Gower has decided now that he's seen enough, played himself in, and the strokes will flow. What a good catch. Now Lawson brought the man in on the leg side there. That's twice in this game. Lawson has picked up Gower down the leg side. A calculated plan, but not always does it come off.
David Gower's played one or two casual shots down that leg side, and again, a little bit casual. He'll be very disappointed in that, and England now back in dire trouble again.
And he's caught. That's the fifth wicket down. Lawson has done the job. 134 for 5 now.
Well, I did say I fancied Lawson from this end. He's got the breeze behind him, it gives him an extra yard of pace, but that was a good delivery. Perfect length, and it just seamed out a little, catching a thick edge, and a nice catch there low down at third slip. So disappointment for Robin Smith, but elation for those Australians.
Beautifully bowled. You know, it looks to me as though Geoff Lawson has suddenly hit his stride and his rhythm coming in from this football ground end.
Well, that's as near a perfect delivery as you can bowl. Luckily for Gooch, he kind of walked at the shot a little bit. If he'd have reached forward, there's every chance he would have got a little edge on that one. Very similar to the delivery that did Robin Smith.
That'll be 4. Very difficult to pull anything back on that downward slope.
It looks like another 4 for Gooch. That's his 10th. Oh, that must be close. And he's given him. Thought a long time about it, Graham Gooch. Well, down with disappointment, but he's gone. LBW to Hughes for 68, and now England in serious trouble, 153 for 6.
Again, Hughes angling the ball in. You might see a little bit of swing in the air here. Graham Gooch forced a little bit to go back, and the ball clipping the outside of the pad, and it looks as if it's very close to that leg stump. The umpire just has to make the decision, was it missing leg stump or not?
New batsman Philip Newport.
Ball banged in and ducks his head there, but in fact does quite well to make sure that his hands and bat are out of the way as the ball goes through.
Australia now certainly not quite on the verge, but certainly well down the road towards a first win in this series. And that's out. Indeterminate shot, little bit of movement, and Australia missing nothing now. It's the end of Derek Pringle.
Oh, well caught. What a good catch, and excellent tactics to come around the wicket for Hughes so that Russell had to play at the ball. The ball coming in from that wide angle. He had no choice but to play it. And that is disaster for Jack Russell, triumph for Hughes.
Well, you always felt that if Hughes went round the wicket, it would be much more difficult for Jack Russell to let the ball go, and so it proved.
Well, that'll race away from Greg Campbell. He'll get it before it reaches the rope. Oh, what a marvellous catch. What a marvellous catch. That is the type of catch that produces Test match victory.
Well, another piece of fine bowling by Terry Alderman, off stumpish, just going away again, perfect length. Newport had to play, just following through the bat a little bit, and a beautiful catch in the slips there.
And that is it. Australia have won the first Test match at Headingley by 210 runs. Philip de Freitas bowled by Merv Hughes, and that is a famous victory. Sent into bat, 7 for 601 in their first innings, and a tremendous win for Alan Border and his team.
Hughes here, great effort. Like all the Australians, they really had a great day here. The ball coming between bat and pad, and the end there for de Freitas. The ball just squeezing through, but my word, how well Australia have done today.
That England total in the second innings of 191 is testimony not only to some excellent bowling, but also some good catching which backed it up, and some outstanding captaincy. 191 with Gooch making 68, 34 to Barnett and Gower, and the bowling for Australia dominated by Terry Alderman. But they all did a good job. Alderman 5 for 44, giving him 10 in the match. 20 overs, 7 maidens to go with those figures. 2 for 58 for Lawson, 3 for 36 for Hughes, who I thought was unlucky in this match and deserved what he got in the second innings there, 3 wickets. The result, Australia won a great victory by 210 runs after being put into bat on the first morning by David Gower. Terry Alderman was the man of the match. The adjudicator Raymond Illingworth had a difficult choice, but Terry Alderman, 10 wickets in the match, for 151, a strike rate of a wicket every 34 balls. And that is an outstanding performance. We'll leave you with a very happy man. I thought this was one of the finest efforts I've seen from Alan Border in the captaincy field. A very, very positive performance, and he has every right to look happy at this moment.